Hi, friends. Hope you've had a good weekend because this comes out on Monday. It always throws me off when we do the recording.
On a Wednesday?
Yeah, it's on a Wednesday, happens to be today, but
Hope you survived the heat.
oh, yeah.
Because tomorrow's supposed to be 100 degrees.
Yeah.
But that's what air conditioners are for.
I met a person at the Wellness Week camp I went to last Thursday I left Saturday. He does not have air conditioning, like he never has.
I've heard of people like that.
I have too. And then a friend from the university, I was telling her about it, and she goes, Tara, we don't have air conditioning. And I'm like, how do you sleep at night?
Just one more excuse for ice cream. That's what I say.
Back in the day, I could have done that, but not anymore with hot flashes, for sure.
And you get used to it. I mean, what you're in. Maddie does not have air conditioning in
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there's the ocean breeze.
There you go. I know Eli's in the desert right now, and I think he said the hottest day it was 114.
Oh, my. But it's the humidity. Like today, there's a little bit of a breeze, which helps.
I'll tell you a funny story. So when we were going to move to Arizona, when the kids were in school, and Jared was supposed to be moving for work.
I do not remember that.
Oh,
yeah,
I do.
Yeah. I mean, we were looking at houses and everything, and then his work decided they weren't going to put a headquarters there. Anyway, so they're like, yeah, it's Arizona, it's hot, but it's a dry heat. I'll never forget this. He said, if it's a 500-degree oven and I stick my head in there, it's still hot. I don't care if it's dry or wet. It's still hot.
That's funny.
So, yeah. But, I mean, air conditioning hasn't been around forever. So, here's a trivia question. Put in the comments without looking at Google.
Every week.
I do. I try. When was air conditioning invented?
Do you know the answer?
No.
Oh. Well, we didn't have it growing up, so I don't know if it was available or we just didn't have it.
I'm sure we just didn't have it. Can you imagine air conditioning that mammoth house?
No.
It's a brick house and old and anyway, but great memories.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like everybody has that house. Well, maybe not everybody, but that house that has the best memories and just gives you the warm fuzzies, Ours would have been the house on 12. Right. And I think for my kids, it would be the house on Hammer Road. Is it because that's where you do your growing up? Or is it because of the house? Or do you feel that way or no?
I think it depends on how many times you move during childhood. Like Route 12 was just it.
Yeah, because that's where we spent most of the time.
I mean, I remember McDougal Street a little bit. I remember Trina coming home, like when Trina was born and Mom bringing her home.
Yes.
Did you like me?
Yes. What? I mean, what?
Are you excited to have a little baby?
Yes, but I don't remember being that older sister that did all the taking care of the baby or whatever. We would have went to kindergarten and that kind of thing. So
I was cute. I've seen the pictures.
Yes.
Anyway,
you're still pretty. You still have the dimples.
I have a lot more dimples, but we're not going to discuss that.
Oh, my word. Anyhow, so a memory that I think of on back the lane on Route 12 is Theron jumping off the roof into the pool.
Yes.
Watch this.
Yes.
And he survived.
He's crazy.
Oh,
crazy like a fox.
Yep.
Yeah. The stories.
I think it might have been Olivia or Oakley. It had to be one of those. This past weekend said something about where their parent grew up, so either Kyle or Kaylee. And I'm like, Nana and Papa always lived in this house, which we're the only
that's an awesome
sibling that has never moved.
Right.
I'm trying to think of how many houses we've lived in. A lot. We got married and lived on Fremont Street. Then we moved to down by Fostoria High School. I don't even know what the name of that street is. And then we moved to North Union Street, then Hammer Road, then Woodville, and now we're back out in the country in
I think
Helena.
Dale and Darlene
Five
have you
houses.
beat.
Wow.
Yes, Dale and Darlene
And
have
Mom and
everybody
Dad have
beat.
you beat.
I'm a gypsy, but yeah, they have everybody beat.
I do think that's awesome, Teresa, that you've been able to stay in the same house.
Well, and I think your memories are like where you feel like you put your roots down. So it could be the place where, I think it depends on the place. Hamer Road, there was lots of things to do. You had parties there, that kind of
that
thing.
Hawaiian
Yep.
party we had? That was so much fun.
Yeah, I have a picture of Dad with his Hawaii shirt on, and that's what I use for a lot of pictures when I need a picture of just Dad. So, so I think that matters. So, well, we just went to Rupright Flower Farms on Baird Road. It was the first you pick flowers of the season, and it was fun. But you know how you go out to eat with family or friends and everybody orders their food, and then you're like, you look across the table and say, oh, I wish I would have ordered that. Like whatever somebody else has, you feel like that's better. So young person there, pick some flowers, and I just want her cup of flowers. They were so pretty and so perfectly arranged.
Yeah, a lot of those people did a good job. I like our flowers. I think they're very colorful and a big variety.
Yeah.
And I liked that because this is the second time I've done You Pick Flowers this summer and in my whole entire life. Oh.
We're driving, and so
this little boy
boy threw the football into the road.
But we didn't hit him.
And now we're stuck by a train.
Just a little boy. You know what that just feels to
Astoria.
Is that a down power?
I just would back up.
Yeah, I'm going to back up. That's a good decision, Teresa. I am just reminded how one decision or one thing has a ripple effect. Like if that little boy hadn't thrown that football out, and we could be getting our ice cream right now. But that's okay. He's young. He doesn't. Anyway.
Yes, true. Yeah.
But the Rupright family or flower farm, is that what it's called?
Yes.
I'm messing up my words again. They're so nice. And their little girl was out there.
Things just went back up.
Selling lemonade. And it was so cute. She had a little lemonade stand.
Oh, she was.
It was just super nice. They're friendly, just really great family.
I love that they're teaching her to be an entrepreneur already. And she takes it seriously.
Yes. She did.
She was very well mannered. Thank you. Have a nice day. How old is she? Like 7-ish?
Yeah, somewhere in there. I'm not really
I would
sure.
say between 6 and 8, definitely. Anyway, she did an awesome job, and the lemonade was tasty.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm learning to make lemonade, and I'm going to sell it at our farmers market on Saturday. So on the next episode, I'll let you know how it went. I have some syrups to put in it, like homemade syrups too.
Ooh, so you should try peach because
I have some
since
peach
Jared
syrup.
Yeah. Oh, yum. So I just went to Chick-fil-A and I had their frosted peach lemonade.
Oh, that sounds really
I could
good.
have drank 5 of them.
Okay,
So
mine's
good.
not that good, but
Yet.
yeah, it's a goal to work on. Thank you. Yes.
What flavor do you think, Teresa? Strawberry? Strawberry lemonade?
I like the peach.
Oh.
So strawberry lemonade is good.
I have strawberry, black raspberry, and peach syrups. I made the peach syrup, and then
What do you make that out of?
the peaches, the skins. Like I had some peaches that were
Oh,
just
you made them out of real peaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yum.
I'm telling you, I'm getting this homesteading thing going so that when God gives us the land to buy, I'm all ready.
We'll have lemonade to drink. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. JV Twisters is packed.
Oh,
Well, it is a hot day.
Yeah. So, and she said they opened the flower farm in 2022, I believe.
Yes. And it just keeps growing.
It's very clean.
Oh,
Like
yes.
the grounds are very clean. Oh, look, a marine sticker.
Yeah. All very good. So we did that tonight, and Buzzworthy Sourdough was there. We bought some things from her. Her stuff's always good. She has a new PB&J cookie, she calls it. So that was very good. And then blue collar barbecue.
Out of Bowling Green. They were
Excellent.
very good, and their prices were very good.
Oh, very
Yes.
good.
Great personality. Very good.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Yes. Yes. Good job, twinzos. So yeah, I thought this was a nice evening. And of course, you got to top it off with some ice cream. So we'll take a pause while we go get some ice cream.
There.
Thank you for sticking with us on that short little ice cream break.
In case you're wondering, I had a turtle sundae.
I had a puppy chow with twisted ice cream and peanut butter flurry.
And I had a scoop of chocolate peanut butter from Toff's and a scoop of strawberry, and I mixed them together. And then they also had this raspberry dragon fruit water that I tried. I'm all into these flavors now of stuff.
Yeah, that's very interesting, that combination. It's kind of like our flowers.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see.
Put in the comments, what is your favorite treat?
Do you even look at the comments?
That's all right. Teresa's got you covered.
Thank you.
Only on 2 platforms because I'm not on all of them.
Oh, which one do you use?
I use Spotify, but I also get on YouTube to check the comments.
Very nice.
Yeah. So we have our second farmers market coming up at Patriot Hall this Saturday. So
Which will be the Saturday after or before they listen to it. So
right.
it's
So
already done.
they'll have to stay tuned for the next episode to hear about that.
How many vendors?
Oh, what else? Well, not very many, but you got somebody who's going to sell ducks. And I said in the text message, you mean duck eggs? Like,
Nope, like the real alive quack quacks.
yeah, the live animal. So that'll be interesting.
Ducks are so cute.
Only,
And messy.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's only like maybe 5 or 6 vendors this time, but that's okay. We're going to add in some other things. So it'll be good. It's just keep trying, keep trying.
One step at a time.
Yeah. Well, Trina, you returned from your trip and everybody survived.
We did, yeah. And the
Very
flights were flawless. I lost my AirPod case.
Did you
I
ask for a...
boarded with dolphins.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, very cool. I was just wondering if you asked for like a transportation from the parking garage to the airport. Oh, you
Not
went
this
out of a
time,
different
not this
airport.
time, yeah. We flew out of Detroit and had a straight flight to San Diego, and it was flawless.
Well, you were with seasoned younger people, so I bet they wouldn't let you do
Yes.
that.
Yes, and we went to Little Italy.
Oh,
That
nice.
was an experience. I tried wild boar pasta. It was disgusting, but the creme brulee made up for it. I'm all about the food, you know.
Yes, and I'll just take your summary on everything instead of, because I have no desire to go to California.
You know, it's beautiful there, but the first time I saw more of the area, and this time it was all about downtown San Diego, and I'm not exaggerating when I say poor Lauren tried for a little over 2 hours to find a parking spot so we could go to this one area. There was no parking. And I'm not exaggerating when I say over 2 hours. Yeah, that was kind of like the downturn of our trip, but it's okay. She was phenomenal driving. We rented
Isn't it great to have young people?
yes, we rented, I can't think of what the name of that, a Kia Sorento,
Oh, yeah.
and it had a lot of space in it, and she did 95% of the driving. I was so thankful for that, and she did a great job.
Is this why she's your favorite daughter?
She is my favorite daughter. That is true.
I just got
Nice,
it.
Teresa, nice.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Lauren's her only daughter.
That's right. When I say we paddleboarded with dolphins, the dolphins were in the water. Like we were right off of I mean, it was the ocean, but it was like an inlet. I don't know what that body of water was called. But anyway, there were sea lions there. And the first thing that popped in my head is sharks eat sea lions.
Oh, my word.
Like, haven't you ever seen those
No.
shark episodes
No.
where... Do you ever watch the shark
No.
episodes?
No.
They're fascinating creatures, but I don't want to meet one. So if you see like a whole bunch of sea lions and stuff, watch out because there's whales and sharks in the area.
In any of the movies or TV shows I've ever watched, the sea lions are close to shore, like not clear out.
Well, these sea lions were in the water.
Mm.
But anyway, we did not get attacked by a shark, so I say that was a success. What animal are you afraid of? This is going to be the episode where you have many opportunities to put something in the comments. So if you don't know how to leave a comment, look it up on YouTube. We want to see how many comments we can get this episode. I'm all about the comments. I need a shirt, Amanda. She's all about the comments.
Oh my goodness. This is going off the rails quickly.
So how about the wellness camp,
Lizard
Sarah?
looks more like a moose.
What?
Doesn't that look like more the texture of a moose?
Oh, I got
USSE.
I thought you were looking in your ice cream wondering if it looked like the animal of a moose.
Oh, no.
Yes, it does look more like the texture of moose, the food. Wellness camp was good. Learned some things, it was nice because the cook, she's a type 1 diabetic and she is a health coach. And so one day on the hike, every morning we would take a hike because the nature preserve is just down the road. And we had a naturalist there who gave a lesson every morning.
Oh,
she used to
nice.
work for the park district in Findlay. She talked about, well, let me go back to the cook. So one morning, the cook and I walked the trails. And so it was just nice to talk with somebody that is more, I could bounce questions off of. She would ask me where I'm at with my medical thoughts, and it was just nice to feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, what do you think of this, Carol? Or, that or whatever. But definitely, the food, she is all about just, eating God's food, if it has too many ingredients, you don't get it. But she also had some good alternative foods that, like, there was this pasta we ate that was, I think it had 16 grams of protein in a serving. So if you don't like meat or something, then you could just have this pasta.
Was it chickpea pasta?
That
No.
vaguely sounds familiar. I'd have to look in my notes to see. She said she found it on Amazon. She cannot find it in any store around here. So
Does it start with a B?
No, I thought it started with...
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
Okay,
fine.
so little technical difficulty, no problems whatsoever. Technology can be our friend. So we had a naturalist at the camp, and the person who brought her wasn't sure if she was an atheist or believed in God or not. So she is one with the earth. Like she would get very emotional talking about leaves and talking about snails. Like she saved 103 snails the day before, I guess, which, first of all, counting that many, and I guess
You could see Trina's face right now.
I'm just wondering if she's making a big pot of escargot.
I did not bring that up. So, but all of her lessons every morning were on, she would read like a story from the perspective of being a snail and put so much emotion. I would find myself just looking at her like, wow, if we all only had this much emotion with saving the lost, like doing our part to share Jesus's love. So I thought it had good implications for spiritual things. So one of the stories was, it was race day. And so the snail woke up very uneasy because he knew it was race day. And maybe he didn't need to win. Maybe he just needed to inch forward. So sometimes I think about that in life. We just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And so the snail was going through the forest and came upon a squirrel, and the squirrel laughed because the squirrel's world moves fast like fire, and the snail's world moves slow and steady. And so the snail felt very alone, but knew he wasn't lonely because he was surrounded by so many other things in the forest.
Little does that squirrel know that we make fun of him. Like we're talking about something and we're like, squirrel!
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's
Distraction.
True. See, everything can come back around, and yeah. So every inch the snail moved was like a conversation, and the snail thought, you know what? My time passes in moments, but the squirrel's time passes in minutes. Well, that's kind of like us. We need to stop and smell the roses. So then the snail kept going, and he found a beetle that was caught in a web, and the beetle had a broken wing, but the snail still thought he was beautiful and thought, well, I'll just stay here with the beetle since I can't help him out of this web. And so the beetle, in talking with the snail, found that he was relaxed and, his breathing slowed. And then when that happened, the beetle was able to get out of the web. So we need to be there for our friends, no matter what. And so then the snail was following his path, not having someone tell him where to go, but following in the wonder of the forest. And so the next morning, everybody was talking about how the snail was not in a rush to get anywhere and didn't win. But the snail was thinking, I don't need to be in a rush. I don't need to judge. I just need to see the world for what it is and still move along. So I'm not doing it justice because in the moment and I'm taking notes, I'm thinking, I'm going to remember this. And I don't remember very well, but I just was getting biblical implications, even though she was just talking about, snails. So another lesson she did was a caterpillar was lost in the forest, but followed the snail's slime and found his way through things. So sometimes we feel like we don't matter or what we do doesn't matter. We're not enough. We don't measure up. But even a snail having
Has
slime,
a purpose.
Yeah, has a purpose. And somebody else can look to that. So it just made me think, we all need to just stop and get over ourselves and look around and just be more cognizant of what's around us. And everything was made for a purpose, on purpose, for a purpose.
With a purpose.
Oh, sorry.
And you think that, the slime, that's the junk of it, but it was used to help someone else. So sometimes in our lives, the junk,
very good.
it helps.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So I had a couple of thoughts as you were talking. One is you mentioned that she may or may not be an atheist, but does that make you cautious getting insight from somebody
No.
who may possibly be an atheist?
No, because I feel like from every situation or every person, we should learn something. Sometimes you're learning what to do, and sometimes you're learning what not to do or how not to be, So I think it's very important to not go down a trail of unbiblical scholar for sure. But just with this, I'm not going out and worshiping snails from listening to her, but I took it as some good spiritual implications from it. So you have to be careful, but I think you can learn something from everybody.
And that leads me to our flower bouquets, because our flower bouquets are filled with all different colors, all different types of flowers. And when they're combined, they make a beautiful bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
And God uses all kinds of people that look different than you, whether it's the color of their skin or whether it's their socioeconomic status or where, it doesn't matter, but we can all, what's the word? Compliment one another. And I don't mean compliment like your hair looks nice. I mean compliment like bring out the
The
better
best.
part
Yeah.
of someone by encouraging them, by lifting them up when they're down. I guess that's the same as encouragement, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I feel that God uses lots of things in our lives, whether it's a flower, a snail, someone's words, whatever it is, and we can glean insight from those things, even though
Definitely.
there's something that we pass by every day. There is something to be said about that. Were you done with that part, Tara, before I move on to the next part? So, Teresa, you had sent us something that Kaylee sent you this morning, and it kind of reminds me of that question about do you have a problem getting insight from someone who is not a believer? And Teresa, are you ready to share that, or do you want to save that for later?
I'm not going to be able to remember like everything of it, but the gist of it was if someone followed you around in 24 hours, would they see Jesus in you? Not just like things you're doing, but who you're being. When you're in your
Well said.
kitchen, are they going to see Jesus? When you're out and about with other people, are they going to see Jesus?
When they look at your phone screen.
Yes. Will they see Jesus? Like just every little part. And it's not like taking it to the surface. It's not surface. It's like deep down. Will they see Jesus? Not you just talking, how you interact with your neighbors or someone on the street or someone in the store.
How you speak to your spouse.
Yes.
How you
or
speak to your children.
All that jazz. Will they see Jesus? I felt it was very powerful. So, yeah.
I felt like it was, honestly, it took me over the edge a little bit. I don't know if it's because of the place I was in, the weekend that I had, or what it was, but that it really impacted me. Like, I don't know if we can share that link.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's almost like I could listen to it every day.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think we should start our day with that.
Yes.
So I was reflecting a lot on this weekend because things did not go as smoothly as I hoped they would. Are you ready to play it, Teresa? And I'll pause.
No, I don't know that the sound will come out
Can we link it
on
somehow?
it, but I'll try to link it.
Okay. It was very good. So I started out this weekend asking people to pray that I would be able to minister to the girls this weekend. And I feel like it was, I was going to say an uphill battle, but it was more like a downward spiral was what it was more like. And at the end of it, I thought, I'll give you an example. So I started out praying over the meals, praying over our trip, and halfway through the trip, it was more like, let's just be done. I mean, there was a lot of personalities in this trip. Not all of them jived very well. And so I was a little beat up about that.
Yeah.
And then I heard that video this morning and I was undone. I mean, that's the only way I know how to describe that. Like, did they see Jesus in me? Or did they see somebody who was very frustrated, very like, let's just.
Yeah. How do you get out of our human way? I mean, sometimes that humanness is just human. We're not perfect.
But I feel like, and especially, I should say, I feel especially because I wanted so much to minister to them, and I feel like the opposite came about, not only because of me. I mean, I didn't cuss anybody out, so don't go to extremes thinking I was like, but I did not minister the way I wanted to. I feel like all of those.
Maybe you're not the one that's supposed to.
I feel like the enemy knows that too. And then just like, isn't it just like the enemy to make us feel disheartened when we don't know what God could use of it?
Yes.
You're sometimes we just look at all the bad things and the things that didn't go our way, and we forget to look up and say, God, you can use this mess, this chaotic, this
slime.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be our word from now on. God, use the slime in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just amazed at how God orchestrates things that he confirms and does over and over. Like when Kaylee sent that to you, Teresa, and you sent it to us at the rescue project last night, which was our last night. And I'm so sad. I feel like I know how the Israelites, I would always judge the Israelites. Yes, I'm
Easy
human
to
and I
do.
judge them. That they would turn, when they had a good judge or a good leader, they would follow God. And when that leader left, they disbanded and they couldn't. And I'm like, how can you not just follow God? But I feel like every week going and hearing Father Ricardo, and he gives so much insight, I now see that the Israelites look to the leader, even though I have my personal relationship with the Lord. You have somebody tangible right in front of you giving you direction and insight that you're just like, wow. And you have to remember, that's not Father Ricardo. That's the Holy Spirit working through him,
Mm-hmm.
But he has such good insight and explains things so well, because a lot of times I can read the Bible and I just don't understand what it says. That's why I like the Bible recap, because she gives a summary and I feel like it's not all lost. But anyhow, this last part was, the title of it was Getting Clarity on the Mission, because our mission is, to go out to the world. But he gave different parts of the mission. There were like 7 different parts. But number 4, the healing part of the mission, and he gave Luke chapter 10, verses 8 through 9. Can one of you look that up on your phone? But he said, and he would give examples of everything. And he said, the best example I know of this is my parents. So his mom had a deep wound in her heart because her father left them when she was a freshman in college. And she just really didn't get over that until towards the end of her life. And then he said, my dad showed her love, like so much, because he knew that wound in her. And so he took that very seriously. So when his dad passed away at the funeral and he was taking his mom, past the casket and up front, she reached out to her husband's hand, who had passed away. The husband had passed away, and said, because of you, I know who God is.
Oh,
That is who we're supposed to be. So that goes along with, I was just like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Like we might be the only Bible that someone reads.
Yeah.
which I think that video said that.
It did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So it again, I mean, I just love it when God
affirms.
affirms. Thank you. That was the better word I was looking for. Like, this is where I'm taking you, So we have to be reminded sometimes 5, 6, 7 times about something. But when he does it twice within 24 hours, it's like, okay, God, I'm listening. You have my attention.
Yeah.
So what does Luke 10 verses 8 and 9 say?
Whenever you enter a town and they receive you, eat what is set before you. Heal the sick in it and say to them, the kingdom of God has come near to you.
Yeah. Be there for other people. Yeah. So I just thought that was, wow, affirming. And the other cool thing that's happened in the last week is last night at the Rescue Project. So we start with a song or two in prayer and we end with a song and prayer. And one of the songs last night was The Goodness of God. I think CeCe Winans really can belt that out. But all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. All my life, and it's the goodness of God. And we sang that at church camp, at wellness camp.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, There are so many songs there, and I cannot remember what it was. There was one more song that we sang at wellness camp that we also did at the rescue project, and I was like, oh, it gives me goosebumps. But at the wellness church camp, when we sang The Goodness of God, the speaker was talking about different parts of life that affect people. And one of the stories he gave was a family at Camp Mystic. And they were, they lost their daughter, but they were saying it's the goodness of God and he's still good. And, gave story after story after story of bad things happening to people, which we all go through. And your heart's so heavy. And then we sang that song and it was just uplifting that, yeah, God is in everything and he's so, so good.
What's that song that a guy wrote like hundreds of years ago? His daughters and wife were coming over,
right?
And then it was the middle.
We sing it at funerals. That it is well with my soul.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, okay, Taylor, I might want you to sing that song.
Did she agree to sing the other song?
Oh, I don't know. Haven't.
Put it in the comments, Taylor.
Yeah. It just...
And that, I think that has something to do with the lenses, the perspective again,
Which is what they talk about on the rescue project. That's how it all starts. What glasses are you seeing the world through?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all so good. So good. So I think just like the snail, we have to look for what's going on around us. Where's God working? We can have heavy days, and some days most of the time I don't struggle, but every once in a while I struggle to write my 5 gratitudes at the end of the night. Like, what else happened good today? Well, the mercies of God are new every morning. That's what happened today. I always, think of that. You have to look for it. You have to be intentional and not look at what this world is giving us and how we need to get ahead here or there or, the successful ladder of the world. I was on that track. I just so get it now, and I can't get enough of it, and I don't want to waste time on things that don't matter. We need to make heaven crowded.
And on the Bible recap today, she was stating how you need that relationship with God so you can hear his voice. Like,
yes,
when your mom calls, her voice no matter what. But if you had a friend you haven't talked to in maybe 10 years or you weren't that close to them, 10 years ago, and then they call you, you wouldn't necessarily recognize their voice.
And that is so true.
There's a verse that talks about that, my sheep hear me and they know my voice. When the devil is trying to get in through, jumping the fence instead of opening the gate, that I'm totally butchering all of that, but I have the picture in my head.
Yeah. That word I couldn't think of a couple episodes ago about pictures, it's Renaissance pictures, that depict Jesus on the cross and different things. That's what we have in our minds, but, God's not inside a box at all. Which I think I can't remember if it was Wellness Camp or one of the Unashamed podcasts I'm trying to catch up on, but or maybe it was Sadie Robertson Huff's. Whoa, that's good. Anyhow, one of those three places this last week talked about God's not inside a box. And I remember it had to be a podcast because I remember laughing out loud and going, that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
God's not inside a box. Because sometimes things get so heavy. And yesterday, a family situation happened. I have my kids. Trevor has his kids. We try to treat everybody, equal. And one of the kids had something going on in life. And, life's just tough for young people trying to make it in this world,
it's tough
feeling
for old
alone
people too.
And like trying to make ends meet and just different things. And after I heard the situation, I was just like, I truly felt a heaviness on me. And I just cried out to God. Like, I went up to where the room I have the prayer board in. It's not like my prayer room like you have, but I felt like that was my space. And I just sat there and went, God, I don't know what to do. And I know what this child wants, and I don't think that's best to do it that way, but I just don't. I might have a couple of other options, but I don't like those options, But that heaviness in my spirit was so real. And within a couple of hours, there was an answer to that prayer that I never even knew about or could see coming. And so my thankfulness is just that God hears us in every place. And even when we feel the darkness on us, He's there with us, and He shines His light for us to find our path.
Very good.
That's all I got.
Well, my thankfulness is for godly counsel and friends who will listen and take the time to feed into my life. That's not the right word. What's the right
Breathe
word? Into my life. That's better.
Oh,
It was very simple.
you hit a
Period.
wall. You're tired. I can tell.
Period. Yeah, I haven't really caught up yet.
But that's okay. So I spent the last weekend with the Timmons girls, and then the Below girls had their shared birthday together, which I thought was pretty darn cool. It was a Bluey. This episode is brought to you by Oakley and Copeland's birthday, and something like that. So cute. And Oakley was dressed as Bluey, like a t-shirt and the headband to blue headband, and then Copeland was the Bingo. Yes, they looked so adorable.
Yes, I learned about Bluey because
I love Bluey.
Well, I've seen an episode, but
you haven't lived until you've seen 100 episodes.
Well,
you
yeah,
have to watch the Granny episode.
Haley did show me that one.
That's the epic.
In fact, that might be the only one I really know. But anyhow, they all looked alike to me, these little poster things in the yard. And so the twins were taking me out. I'm like, yeah, Bluey. Yeah, okay, Bingo. That's the name. I didn't know it was Bingo. And I'm trying to go.
Did you meet Muffin?
Bingo. They didn't get it. And so here I didn't know there was a mom and a dad that looked just like them. So anyhow, I learned.
Yeah, wait till you meet Muffin. Muffin's crazy.
Yeah. So Oakley's birthday is December 26th. So, she gets a little short-sighted for that. So having it, like a half birthday, which I've heard of people doing that.
Trevor.
Okay. Yeah, because Trevor's is what, the 20th?
Christmas Eve,
24th. Yeah, so...
And when is Copeland's actual birthday?
The 20th. So hers was the next day.
Okay.
So they open gifts together, and then Oakley is just she's just got the personality to.
She's hilarious.
It's hilarious. And then, she'd open something up and she takes out these pajamas and pulls them out of the sack and she says, well, these are too big. Not even, that's just how she is. Very real.
Yeah.
And, I take no offense or whatever to it.
I just about
how she's going to, you just don't ever have to wonder. She's just great. And then Copeland, someone called her dude. And I think maybe she stood up, maybe she didn't. But
no, she stood up.
She stood up, emphatically pointed her finger and said, I am not a dude. And
it reminds me of the Full House episode. She looked like those twins that were Yes.
Oh, it was just so much fun. And I hung out with the Timmons girls that weekend. We had a blast. The one morning,
and they were so good in church. I was so impressed.
Yeah, nobody. Sunday, all three of the Timmons girls were like angels. I took them out to eat, which I know I am not a fan of going out on Sundays, etc. But I didn't feel condemned.
You do very well not to do that.
and I didn't feel condemned this Sunday to do that I did it. So yeah, they were just angels. But the one morning, I want to say it was either Saturday or maybe Sunday morning, and I think it was Josie came out of her bedroom, and you come out of their bedroom, and I'm on the couch. You could see me right away. She looks, and then she goes back in her bedroom, and I thought, well, I think she's had enough.
Like thinking, is mom and dad here yet?
Yeah. That's
Gotcha,
how I took it
gotcha.
in my head.
Yeah.
But they were all very good. There was, I mean, 2 nights, I think, Olivia, she would go to the window and look for her mom and dad.
How long did you have them?
Pitiful. But she straightened right up. I mean, she wasn't crying. And then Hadley, when they left, oh my goodness, the girl was a sight. She went to the door and just like hung. Remind me of Amanda when you would leave and she
Or
just
Josh.
go to my front door and she would just like put her hands up on the door, like I can't even create the image.
Josh and Amanda were just like that. Josh would sit on the floor and just cry, Mom said.
And then
not Kate. See ya, Mom.
Yeah, funny. And then Hadley, I'm like, honey, Mommy and Daddy are gone. They'll be back. And so she turned around and her shoulders were slumped down and her head was hung low. And I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but it was a sight to see because she was like, in her mind, this was horrible. But I mean, they did very, very well. So I had them Thursday morning to Sunday night. And yeah, it was a hoot. So that's my thankful the weekend with the 5 girls at different times. I did think at one point, like, oh, could I do all 5 of them like overnight or something? But I didn't have for some reason, there was something going on and I didn't have enough room in the vehicle. Oh yeah, because we can't get 5 car seats.
Yes, those car seats
they're
are
so
cumbersome.
big. Yeah, and I can't get them in there. But anyway, yeah.
I thought you were going to say you didn't have the stamina or something because that would be me. But
yeah, you did say
you should have been there back. Oh, you weren't there.
Yeah, and then something. Oh, because Olivia wanted to stay and swim, and I'm like, well, let me check in with Kaylee. And Tara goes, what?
Yeah, I'm like, they're with you. Why can't you just say, yeah, you can go? Well, I'm not the parent. I'm like, I guess I got a lot to learn.
Oh.
Anyway, okay, God, we thank you so much for our listeners who take the time out of their day to come to this whatever platform and listen to our episodes. And we just pray that your light shines through us. We pray that we give you honor and glory for how you work in our lives and how we can pass that on. We pray that you will just bless our listeners. Thank you for showing yourself to us throughout this week, for your provisions, for our safety, and just how much you love us. Amen.
Amen. Have a great week, friends.